Welcome back to another video. We're playing some mono blue flash here today, so I'll walk you quickly through the deck. Then we'll hop into some games and do a quick wrap up. So going quickly through the deck, as the name implies, there's a lot of flash and instant speed plays that we have. So on the one drop spots, we've got the Opts and the Spectral Sailors. This gives us a lot of versatility turn one. Stern Dismissal and Unsummon gives us a lot of really good tempo advantage. We're playing a lot of the cheap creatures. If we go late game, we're probably not going to win anyway. So what this allows us to do is some of their earlier creatures, especially on like the 3-drop spot, we can start bouncing things to buy us an extra turn or two and turn that around into a victory. Stern Dismissal works excellently well. I do sometimes want to bounce my own creatures, but getting rid of enchantments means I bounce gods as well as Fires of Invention or other enchantments like that. Brineborn Cutthroat, a really strong creature. Comes down to 2-drop spot. When I'm playing things on their turn, which is what I want to do, it keeps growing, so forces removal spells out of them. Quelch, just a great 2-mana counterspell here. Counterspell, the old school 2-blue counter target spell is no more, but 2 mana, it's going to counter stuff a lot early game, so definitely worth keeping a few. Brazen Borrower is just a really strong 2-for-1. Lets you bounce, lets you get through on flyer. Both halves are very strong, so it's basically 2 cards for 1 spot in the deck. One of the few creatures that doesn't have flash, Calliphy, Beloved of the Sea. The Devotion is a really strong... Okay, so we're back for another game here. And this looks like... So we've got 2 lands, but we also have an Opt. So I think we'll keep this hand. It's got some staying power here. So I probably will look to Opt end of their turn because I'm not likely to do much else. Yeah, I don't want to bounce the Pel Collector yet. I'd rather get some value after he gets some counters and then bounce it. So let's Opt here, and what we're looking for is a land. Got there, great. So we may look to actually use the Brazen Borrower on it this turn, simply because we want to make sure we're using our mana each turn. So we'll look to probably do it depending on how he taps his mana. Oh, this might change things. Interesting. Okay. I think I actually want to get the tempo play of moving this to his hand, because I don't know what he's going to do with it next turn, and I don't know if I'm ready to find out yet. So we will Brazen Borrower this back to his hand. Slows down his turn 3 play. And let's get I'm going to give him a free turn here, but this works really well with some of these flash creatures. I can flash in something to suddenly pump it without him expecting. Plus it just gives me a little extra protection for all my stuff on board here. Great, so this is stopping him from attacking. I think if I were him, I maybe have played it a little differently, but that's his choice. So I've got a lot of flexibility here. I think what we might do is, well, we'll definitely pass the turn. Don't really need to attack yet. I think we might look to attack maybe next turn, depending on what we do on the board state here, but I've got a couple options here to either counter some things or get some bounce going on, or if nothing else, just play the Brazen Borrower, pumping this guy up. So if he goes to adapt, I will... Okay. So this is putting a counter on target creature you control. Then it's going to deal damage equal to its power. I don't think I want that to happen. So we're going to bounce that. And that leaves, I did it that way so I can leave the mana up to play the Brazen Borrower on my turn if I need to. So he's all tapped out. That's great for us. I would be surprised if he attacks. So let's play our Brazen Borrower here. Excellent. I think we're going to start being the aggro deck here, so we're just going to smack him up a little bit. If he wants to trade 2 for 1 for this, I actually can just bounce one of the blockers and make it very profitable for us. He doesn't even want to, he just is going to take it. Excellent. I really would like to shark someone. That would be nice. When Crawl Harpooner enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target creature with flying you don't control. Crawl gets an X+1 until end turn, or X is the number of creatures in your graveyard. Then you may have fight that creature. No. No, I don't think that they'll do that. I think that doesn't sound like a good idea. And we'll take that damage. I think I'm okay with that. So we can just come in, beat him up a little bit. I'm kind of expecting him to play a creature here. And when he does, we're going to shark it, which also gives us a blocker and should probably be enough to win us the game. If not, I can definitely bounce 2 of his things, and actually, ideally I can bounce, play this, and then I've got 6 mana coming in the air. So I think we should have this game in the bag. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. I don't have anything to counter it with anyway, so we'll let that happen. Okay, if he's going to swing with the Pelt Collectors, that's okay. Because what we can do is we're going to bounce and play this. So let's first of all bounce a blocker here. Play him. And just to make sure that we secure this, we are going to bounce his other blocker here. And probably swing for lethal. Yes. Excellent. Good game. So this is an interesting one here. We're against the Yorion Sky Nomad deck, so usually that means it's a slower, grindy control deck. I don't have a ton of interaction, but I've got 3 counter spells. The Mystical Dispute will be good against them. The Dasher will get me some value because they likely won't play a lot of the creatures. And I've got a Shark. So I think we're going to keep this and see if my hypothesis pays off, that we should get a couple good value Quelches, a really good value Mystical Dispute, and see if that's enough to get us where we need to get to. Yeah, I can 1 mana this, which will be a huge win for us if we are able to do that. That's not a 1 mana spell. Or a blue spell. Okay. That's fine. I'm not too worried about walls on the ground. For the most part, we're going to be trying to come in through the air anyway. And I can bounce this out of the way. Not a problem if we need to do that. I think we're going to... I had nothing else to do, so we'll just counter that now. And end of turn, we'll probably look to... We might look to Octopus in. We'll see what they do. I may just end up quelching and opting. Like, they're definitely the more equipped control deck because they've got a high end here, and we don't. I don't... I thought this was more of a control deck, but we might be ending up... those two things make me think it's more of a sack deck here. So we're going to opt because I've got the 1 mana open. I don't want Mystical Dispute. I want lands. So we'll bottom that for now. Got our land. Excellent. That's exactly what we wanted. So now I can play the Spectre. I can leave open Mystical Dispute. On my turn, I can Sea Dasher in and draw an extra card. So that's going to start giving us some good value. Right now, his Urian is not really going to get him anything. He's lost his enchantments to reset. Nothing he's doing with this yet, so not exactly sure what his deck is trying to do. When I've played Urian games before. Interesting. So this is a little more of a sack-heavy deck with Urian. Bit different than what I've seen before, but that's fine. I'm not expecting too much up with the lands he's got, so actually we'll see Dasher in at the end of turn so that we can leave more mana up on our turn. Would love to draw a land off of this, and we did. So now we can look to shark a creature if they play one. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a creature this turn. That is not a creature. But I can Mystical Dispute that. And they've got 3 up. I think I'll do that anyway. It only cost me 1 mana. So we'll play this. We'll force them to tap out. So this doesn't counter the spell, but it's going to stop them from playing anything else this turn. Yeah, he's probably going to make us lose flying. Unfortunate. I think we'll just play... Yeah. So I think we'll just actually play the Sea... We'll play a second Sea Dasher here and just look to get some damage in on it. He doesn't... And I will get rid of his blocker here just to make full use of my mana. So this doesn't have flying. What did this make it do? So it loses flying and becomes an 0-2. I think that... I think we will... Hey! Alright. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but we'll take it. This looks like a bit of a sketchy hand, so I think we'll keep it. It doesn't do a whole ton. Like a 1/1's not going to get me very far, but I've got the shark, so maybe we'll shark something. I think we're probably playing against a bit of a slower control deck as well. which doesn't do a lot in the early game, but if they start playing some big drops, we can unsummon them to get some value, a lot of tempo off of that. Octopus would have been great there, but that's okay. We can bounce, we can quelch. We've got a couple options here on their turn. But they're not going to do anything. So we'll keep hitting them for 1. It's not a lot. Yeah, that's a big old quelch right there. Alright, so it looks like we're playing against Fires of Invention, which is a super annoying deck, but luckily the Stern Dismissal also works quite well for that. So they're going to be trying to pop it down the fires, and we are basically just going to be looking to not let that happen. I don't know if we'll have enough counter magic to get all the way there, but we're going to try. I didn't want to play the Brazen Borrower. The damage would have been good, but I think I'm going to want it to bounce things. Although I might want to start getting a little more damage through now that I can get to 4 damage turn, because I still have a bunch of unsummons. So I will play this guy. That gives us a little bit of a faster clock here. I'm going to not play this yet, because I definitely want to keep the mana open. I may end up playing it end of turn on the creature, or if he has nothing, I'll just play it as an extra creature. Okay, I'm guessing with this, he's got something going on now. With all the Fabled Passage, something like Stifle would be so sweet in this format, to just stifle them off of a Fabled Passage. No. No, I don't want you to play it to Teferi. I will not let that happen. Okay, so they're on a 2-turn clock. I've got a fair amount of interaction for them. I think we will have to let this come into play, but we will bounce it to their hand with the Stern Dismissal here. Okay. We can unsummon our Brazen Borrower and play it again, or we can play the Sea Dasher Octopus. I think what we're going to do is we're going to bounce his fires, and we'll lose our creatures, but we'll play the Sea Dasher Octopus to start getting some card advantage off of it. Okay. Counterspell would be awesome. That's not a counterspell. But this does maybe give us lethal next turn, depending on what he plays. Yeah. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Still have to play 2 of those. Okay, we are gonna need to let that happen. Can't play his fires, which is good. So let's play 1. Let's play 2, and that's gonna get us up to 5 damage. Yeesh. Yeesh. That could have used some. I think we might be in some trouble here. Let's see what he does. Destroy all non-giant creatures. I think what we're gonna do is I'm going to, yeah, okay, so that's going to get destroyed, but now I can play the Brian Cutthroat, bounce his creature. Yeah, excellent, we took down the Fires deck. I hate the Fires deck, so that victory feels so good. Okay, just so wrapping up quickly, I think what you saw was a pretty good showing of the deck. Definitely is kind of fun. You got a lot of interaction. Very much a tempo-oriented deck, and if you can gain and maintain that tempo advantage, it can outrace a control deck, and it's got enough interaction to keep your board presence as is. So I would definitely say give it a go. Brazen Borrower is the mythic, and while not entirely necessary, is a pretty strong card. I would definitely say it's worth investing a set of these because they're very versatile. Sea Dasher is good, helps you get a little extra reach, but if you don't have them, it's not the end of the world. Voracious Great Shark, as you see, we didn't really get it out, so you could probably go without it. There's a Pouncing Shark that mutates, that turns a creature into a 4/3. You can gain some similar tempo if you're looking to make a more budget version. And Gadwick, really good. We didn't see him come out, but so you might be okay without him. But when I have played him in the past, really good. Basically, being able to draw X cards is fantastic. So if you liked the video, please give it a like and make sure you subscribe to never miss another video coming out. Also, please give me a follow on Twitter, twitter.com/grandfrad, and check out my Twitch, twitch.tv/grandfrad. Usually try and stream a couple days a week. Thanks.